Some in-the-field research? Burst forth!
Please remain seated.
Let me double-check our equipment. All right. Everything's ready.
banquet must go on.
I await your instruction. I have brought disgrace.
The pale flame smolders!
Understood.
Feel this ancient power! The pale flame smolders!
I'll take point and scout ahead.
I never asked for redemption!
Oh, I'm sorry, everyone. Some in-the-field research?
I never asked for redemption!
Some in-the-field research? burst forth.
Off to the freezer!
It'd be right there. Excuse me.
Emerge.
It'd be right there.
Show them. Kamisato Ayaka, present.
It'd be right there.
In over my head.
Excuse me.
Nothing lasts forever. Much remains unfinished.
It'd be right there.
What a dreadful ending.
The sun sets forever.
Some in-the-field research?
Ashes to ashes. Dust to dust.
All right, let's go. A little amuse-bouche.
Right now. Right now.
To ashes! Okay, let's take a walk. Start!
The taste isn't right.
The stars fade to black.
The fun is over. banquet must go on.
Sorry. I tried.
Ultimatum protocol. You're trembling. The pale flame smolders. Redemption.
Please remain seated.
Cognition module shutting down.
Engaging. lantern is extinguished. Here comes the finale! My show mustn't fail.
Yo, hello, welcome back to GITCG Luna 5 America Weekly Tournament. So um I think this is round 4, right? So yeah, welcome back. So a bit update. So we have I think we have 8 players for this round, and Zin, one of the player, already made it 3-0. Previous round, and yeah, and then we have 5. Is it one? It's 5 other players also make it to 2-1. About the deck list, I'm not sure if any of you guys had any idea of what the deck list the player used. So apparently there were 2 Skirts players, and surprisingly they're not Skirt Chaska, but rather the new meta with the SC Resonance, and we have 2 players of that. And yeah, Zin was one of them, who is using the beta OTK with the new superconduct transfiguration. And yeah, I think that's pretty much I can say for a bit update about today's tournament. And also, I'm very apologize for not being able to present 3 rounds ago. So no worries that now that I'm here, I'll do my best to do all the casting for the rest of the tournament. So yeah. Well, since we don't see any of the Scott Chaska, I'm expecting to see some diversity. Yeah, we actually had a few new characters that is also featured in today's tournament, and I'm not sure if we already spectated them. Okay, yeah, speaking of. Yeah, so for our next round, we will be spectating Zin with the beta OTK that I mentioned, and against Mira, who is notoriously known by their Albedo, Setos, and Ayaka, who is also
Understood.
okay. They're not actually superconduct focused, so they can really focus on superconduct transfiguration. But it is still a pretty strong and probably fun with Eido's appearance. So yeah. If you guys haven't watched our most recent bar table episode, so I'm just gonna explain a bit about superconduct transfiguration. So basically, yeah, if your team only consists of electro and cryo characters, you can just this card will just come out from the deck. It searches itself, and then it self-discard to place itself on the field.
Burst
So you're
forth.
effectively building a deck with 29 cards. So it's really good. And it also do all the fixing for your round 1. So you basically always have 8 usable during round 1. Which is really good because yeah, yeah, in most decks it's always good, and so in this deck specifically, you most likely want to do Beidou Talent if you had, but you could just also Beidou Skill because it's really efficient. You get 2 shields and 3 damage. And especially in this case, that Melumi has to do quick swap, so most of the time the damage will have to get sucked up, or yeah,
Excuse me?
you can just skill, sure. Oh, and Ayaka can also use the normal attack with non-sword chicken, and not to mention about one dice from Chef Mao. Yeah, and that's gonna be one cost NA. Yeah, in general, Beto's is still really good. Oh, and we get the Autumn from Scofier's cookie pot. So I do think that this beta OTK doesn't really make use of complete use of the transfiguration buff. You just basically need it for because of filling down your deck and consistent round one. But still, yeah, even if you're not using the full effect out of it, the fact that this card just plays itself from the deck is still extremely good. And yeah, if you have the chance to play this card, you should just always do that. Alright, probably just gonna be a gladiator. I'm not sure if we have enough space. I mean, we could tune one of the cards. Yeah, there we go. And then we just play the two artifacts. There we go. Yeah. I do think we might want to swap here, or are we gonna die to settle 3 energy NA? Because settles NA is already 3, and then that's gonna be another 4 damage follow-up on a 7 HP Beto. Yeah, we definitely have to swap here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, if we stay that Beto should be 7 HP, and which is just enough damage for Settle to snipe off because of that 3 energy NA. The way that Seto's passive work is that after NA he will consume all of his current energy and then deal +1 piercing to the consumed energy. So that's gonna be 3 energy +1 damage, aka 4 piercing, onto the lowest HP character. Yeah, we just had to swap to Exhilirating. So far so good. See her out. Okay, get one dice from Mao. We also have changing shift here. We have a lot of free swap in this round. Well, as threatening as it is from Settles, he can also use his burst, which is really damage efficient. Because after burst, you only could require 2 dice for a 4 damage NA, which is extremely good. Mira just play money. We're still expecting him to see a swap here. I don't know, especially dice like that.
It'd be right there.
Yeah, there we go. That's gonna be a swap. No more attack. We'll hit. Yeah, the energy will hit Exhilirating. Yeah, we did get 1 energy refund because of the talent.
Understood.
Beto can now just simply burst. I think you also play the Noblest artifact, maybe. And there we go. And I just burst.
Power that ended Lifetime!
I'm not really sure if Zin can do anything else rather than other than skill, but I don't feel like we have enough dice to do anything else. Alright, that's a skill swap. You could definitely skill once, but I don't think we could ever do anything. Maybe I can swap again for 1 more NA, especially with Ayaka. But if your opponent has something, obviously that this Ayaka is in danger. For example, he might be expecting the last card to be Gladiator or One Woven. Okay, there we go. That's N. And now Skirt can skill, and she can normal attack once. Alright, let's see what we draw from the Sealy. You're definitely gonna get the 3-cost Transfiguration, but not specifically for playing it, but rather than using it for a discard folder for Void Rift. And then there's the Void Rift. And keep going. No Gambler though.
Unfinished.
Ashes to
And
ashes.
that's 2 kills.
Dust to dust.
And do we have any more dice? I don't think so. Yeah. Well, I do think that Miro might want to preserve or maybe even sacrifice Ayaka earlier a bit. I mean, I think he's playing against like he's expecting a Gambler or something or a Gladiator. But like letting 2 characters going down is actually really dangerous, and yeah. Basically, Albedo's talent is gone, and even if Albedo was the last survivor, his talent won't be as efficient as it is, because you have to swap around, but you just simply can't swap if you only have one. Providence, Fury, I mean, normally a Providence would be good, yeah. You get more actions, but the thing is that, well, only Seto's. And what's worse is that Seto's talent will prioritize Escopir. And I think that's just gonna be a 2 damage. Oh, 3, still 3. Okay. Yeah, and you get the energy refund as well. Oh yeah, because that was a Fury, and then yeah, it's supposed to do 4 damage and then get blocked by Beidou's Spurs. Yeah, with Swap Storm, you could also use Beidou's skill because why not? You also have the talent here. Beidou's skill with the talent, and then you could also do double MA. Yeah, the characters like Beidou's and Yunjin or Canis are really efficient in 1v1 because their skill is just so much high value. Not only do they pass 2 turn, they also have a shield while passing the turn. And your opponent will just most of the time have to waste damage on those shield. And then you strike them again with a 3 damage skill. That also gain extra tempo. That is just crazy. Alright, no more energy for Settles. Yeah, we just swap here. It's good.
Give me some space.
Good skill.
Start!
Yeah, I don't think there's much play for Mira here. Even if he had some other artifacts to replace, he's replacing away the Gambler. So yeah, sure, he could get 1 kill on Beidou, but that's pretty much the most thing he could do. Alright, this NA again. And that's gonna be GG. Good game for Zin for scoring 4-0. Yeah, really good job.
It was all in.
Alright, good game. Even though we are not seeing any Skirk Chaska, apparently Skirk is still taking the meta with the new Superconducts buff. I mean, sure, this deck doesn't really fully utilize it, and pretty much, yeah, it only has 2 purposes. So you get your purpose star for round 1, the card will discuss itself, effectively making you building a 29 deck, a 29 card deck, which is a pretty important consistency, by the way. Because usually you wanted to build your deck in other games that you could build any deck side. You want to build your deck as thin as possible to consistently see more important cards. Because anything could happen in terms of RNG. Because card draws are pretty much RNG. Yeah. And if you were to play a dead card, you will eventually get messed up by that dead card. So playing the thinner is the better. Alright, and looks like we still have yet another game for this match. And I expect it to be quick. So it's gonna be this one. This time is actually a real albedo windmill with Mondstadt Resp and Cryo Resp because Mika, the new character Mika. So he's a cryo character from Mondstadt, so it fits the requirement for both Mondstadt Res and Cryo Res. And he's also a speed user who has a 2 damage normal attack. And then on the other side, DOS is playing a Ifa, Inefa, and Mona. So it's basically a lunar charge deck because yeah, every every decks with Inefa should normally be lunar charge. I mean, you could definitely play Inefa for other electro reactions. For example, you could just play it in the Dendro decks. I don't know. And the reason behind this is just simple because we all just know that lunar charge is just so bad, and it's just not actually worth it to run it in lunar charge if you would. But yeah, here's our but this is actually a lunar charge deck. So a bit explained about lunar charge is that this reaction does absolutely nothing upon reaction. But instead, it will summon a delay summon that does 2 damage with Electro Aura at the end of the phase. And also, upon triggering reaction, your Inefa will curse your opponent's hand. Without the talent, she will curse the card with Electric Shock and Untunable. If your opponent still keep the Electroshock card, their highest
is as the
HP character
stars
will take
foretold.
piercing damage depending on the stack. But here's the thing, it only curses Electric Shock and Untunable. Your opponent can totally play it and then ignore the damage completely because it's gone now after use. But with enough talent, it will also attach a tax, cost increase for the opponent. So as we can see on the Gambler, it's now at 4 cost, making your opponent harder to use. And yeah, as we can see, we actually see a sequence of 2 lunar charge reaction, and none of them actually do any damage, and most of the time would be the electroshock. And here's also one suck thing about that. Since Tanshia and first, he took 2 instances of electroshock, and then during the end phase, the summons do 2 more lunar charge. And none of those actually matter because, well, Tentia already end, so he won't be able to take more damage from those. So you're basically delaying the damage by delaying your damage even further. And that's just the biggest problem of lunar charge. And not to mention, despite being a cost increase, your opponent can still always play them if they accept to take the tax. And so here's the thing, as we all know, enough lunar charge is just a bunch of delay damage, so there's no penalty for paying extra costs. just to get around your their only source of damage. So what are you gonna do? If I'm gonna play the card, are you gonna attach more taxes to me? Sure, I'm just gonna do it again. I'm just gonna pay the tax again. You're not stopping me. Right. Anyway, I think that's much of explaining how Lunar Chart actually being so bad in terms of damage. And as a matter of fact, I do think that Dust chose this list with Aoife just because he has good sustain, and that's pretty much your own reason, right? With this amount of delay damage, you just basically want to play in the deck with sustain. So you can prolong the game a bit, and then you can attach more electric shock, and eventually your opponent will die to the delay damage. But still, it is still really delaying. Right, Mona just burst, and we now have the crit status. And Ineffect Burst is also ready. Ineffect Burst is actually 4 damage, so it's pretty decent. However, it just doesn't add up and make up for her low, no damage skill. Even, yeah, despite being 4 value worth of damage and 2 electrical application, it's still not really worth it. Alright, that's just gonna be Albedo NA, swapping to Mika because of Mondstadt Rest.
My reckoning has come.
And now, all of a sudden, Dust could go for Aoife and use the technique. Surprisingly, technique doesn't consume the crit. None of the technique can consume the crits, even if they do damage. So Dust can just go for Aoife and do the technique. That's gonna do a swirl on top of Albedo. And it will still take down Mika as
First
normal
aid kit
from the
at the
swirl
ready.
and oh wait, no, I'm coping. No. Oh man, no. The technique won't kill Mika. No, how did I forget? So Mika, Albedo will get swell. The Hydro application will be on top of Mika and then trigger another Lunar reaction on Ayaka. And Lunar reaction does nothing. Effectively does nothing. And Mika will still stay alive. At the very least, we get to heal 3. Because, yeah. Oh, it's actually heal 4. Yeah. That's good, that's fine. Yeah, we probably just have to go and sacrifice Ayaka, maybe? I mean, giving your opponent only have 3 dice left, and also a 1 card left, so I doubt that your opponent can do anything to you, so yeah, Tentia will just go for it and continue normal attack with Mika. Yeah, it sucks that Ayaka had to go down. One thing I do wanna take note is that Aoife Burst, I think, can only trigger the follow attack if it happens to swirl. However, it will still heal 2. Yeah, there we go. That's gonna be a heal 2. And the rest, we're just gonna be Tentia doing a lot of no attacks. And also, here's the thing: you could still play the non-spawn chicken. Sure, it's a +1 dice, and with the cost of 1 dice. But the thing is that if you play it, you are making your dice even, right? So you can now use your Gingivorous. You can just do stuff. So you could definitely play it, and on top of that, you're removing your opponent's reliable source of damage. So I do really think it's worth playing.
Save more.
Alright. Yeah, there we go. You just play it to remove the electric shock. I do think that you may wanted to play it earlier. I don't know. But anyway. The only electric also Ozzy, can you please click on the gambler and see how many stacks they have? Oh, it's actually 3 stacks. So I think that's gonna be end. Yeah, I think that's gonna be over. Yeah, because Albedo is the highest HP, he had to take the 3 damage, and now the priority goes to Dogs. With a 4 damage Ineva burst, we'll end this. So yeah, good game. This is pretty much the first time I've ever seen Ineva winning.
Ultimatum protocol.
Yeah, basically my first time seeing Ineva winning at present. Really surprising here. And yeah, thanks to Aoife, we actually had a lot of good sustain that we actually make use of our delay damage. So really good game. Yeah, okay. That's also really surprising too. And yeah, unfortunately, that's gonna be our I think that's gonna be our last match for that is our last match for this round. So we will be taking a break and we will come back with for the next round. Yeah. Bye bye. Yo, hello, welcome back to round 5 of GITCG Lunar 5 American Weekly. So yeah, again a bit update from previous round. As we can see that Zin already scored a 4-0. So yeah, I'm expecting to see Zin be able to make it to 5-0 as well. Because yeah, everyone just love having a 5-0, isn't it? Um, and beside that, I think Craxolo also made it to 3-1, yeah. And I think he was the triple bird player. I'm not sure, I'm not really sure. Okay, he's actually not playing triple bird today, so. But still, alright. So yeah, it's round 5 and oh, there we go. Alright, we have Zin versus Sachi Pava, who is playing with an Emily Nahida burning deck. With Nahida, not with Kinich. And yeah, I'm expecting to see this is gonna be an interesting matchup. So basically both sides are aggro. With Zin a bit leaning on combo, the combo aspect. So you basically have to do Beidou 3 actions round 1 for her energy, and then you Beidou burst, and then you basically do the rest of the job with Skirk. And SQV basically just be there for her cooking pot, so you might get some interesting food, for example, Gilded Hall. And I do always say that SQV is player always have like Gilded Hall on the hand as a joke. Yeah, just because simply is that I just hate how most of the time SQV players always have Gilded Hall. It's just actually a thing. And yeah, if you are ever facing against any SQV, please do keep it in mind that they always have a chance to roll for a Gilded Hall. So do try your best to play around it, because yeah, you're never gonna be respecting something surprising before it happens. So yeah. So I wish the best to the two players, and I'm hoping to see a interesting match. Yeah, I think that's pretty much I want to say before the match. So let me have a bit rundown about Sachi Papa's list a bit before we actually entering the match. So they're actually playing Fail Dragon, which is kind of interesting. They also run they run double arcane, with one of them being Vicious Ancient Battle. So I do think that's gonna be a much problem to Zin, who is actually relying a lot on Beidou Spurs. So you just basically do 3 Beidou actions for her 3 energy, and then before you decide to end the round, your opponent just out of nowhere bring out a Vicious Battle, and now you're 1 energy short. Okay, looks like we are entering the game now. So we'll essentially keep the Vicious Ancient Battle and give Zin a bit surprise. I really think so. It's a pretty good card, especially in matchups like this. Hey, there we go. We kept it. We also draw
pleasure
into
is all
Emily
mine.
Town. Okay. Oh. Nah. And Sanchi Papa also have a Guba Yu, but running 6 foot like this without Chef Mao is a bit of I'm not sure. Usually, if you run 6 foot package, you should almost always include Chef Mao, because he's just that good. And on top of that, he searches your food. So if you play your food, he will search another one. Alright, that's gonna be Vanessa into triple NA, I suppose. You could also do one skill, yeah. I don't see why not. You could NA again before your opponent switches to me, and then you can then skill. So that should be another NA. There we go. Yeah, yeah. Basically, in with
Prepare to
characters
be
that
amazed.
cares about burst, you could also decide. Okay. Zin actually go for an NA for the Cheng the 9 proc. Yeah, so sometimes that your orders of your skill and NAs actually do matter. Sometimes. But yeah, I guess Lin just opt to use NA just for the Chang'e 9 drop. So we can actually get the card draw immediately. And that's fine, that is good as well. Alright. Yeah, we also got hit by
I've been
the
waiting for you for ages.
Vicious Ancient, which is really deadly here. Because these summons will put her in really low HP. On top of that, your opponent can start with Nahida with a effectively 4 damage skill. So her skill damage is 2. Triggering the reaction is 3, and then the piercing because of her skill from the seed, which is really huge. And Xin really needs this Fatal Burst. So yeah, and Zachi Baba also have a Mystic Soup who has a 50% chance to give Fury. So really devastating. Also, Xin can definitely go for a skill, but the thing with Fatal Skill is that after using her shield, she will have to attack. So yeah, I do think Swap Stalling is definitely your option. But it doesn't really stop Nahida from triggering extra burning. Oh, immediately is a Mystic Soup. Okay, what do we get? Oh, we only have defensive options, which is not really good. Alright. It's a skill, but you could also choose to swap stall, I'm not sure. Do remind that if Lini gets the Fury, he can also do 6 damage skill. Nice. So we're tuning. Is this for the 5 cost skill? Or are we still using the low cost? Oh, 5 cost, okay. I think it's a... I'm not sure about that. The thing is that we're using the 5 cost skill, we only have 1 action. And we won't be able to make full use of Emily's passive with the Burning Summon. And of course that running out of tempo when your opponent can get Fatal Burst is actually a real big deal. But I'm not sure because they are already delayed because of the energy loss. I think it's still good, I say. Yeah, especially if we also have ooh. Okay, they drew into the talent. Not that good, honestly. You could just heal, sure. Yeah, protect yourself from the burning. And then you could also burst. I think with the skills that you just have to pay extra dice, electro dice. I think you could tune the 2 last song and maybe the talent. The talent you may want to keep for a Void Red folder. But definitely gonna tune the 2 last song. I think he's also struggling. Oh, he tuned the Noblest artifact. Okay, that's good. Alright. Not much of a big deal anyway. Yeah, you're definitely gonna keep the preparation for next round because your opponent will most likely gonna get out tempo by Skirt. And you don't tune the talent, this is a 3 cost folder. And with enough action, I do think that you have damage to finish off your opponent, so not much of a big deal. Also, I'm not sure if I already mentioned it, but Forbidden Knowledge to Skirt is actually kind of useless. You're basically giving your opponent free 0 cost for them to discard with Skirt Mini Burst. AKA turning 1 dice into 3 dice. So you use Skirt Mini Burst, that will be 1 cost. But by discarding 2 0 costs from her hand, she generates 2 energy, which is a discount 2 for her normal attack. So you're using 1 cost and then 1 cost for 2 actions, rather than you know 3 costs for 1 regular NA. You're using only 2 costs. So yeah. I do think that Forbidden Knowledge is not good against Skirt, especially with her. I mean, only with her no attack mode. You definitely probably wanted to mess up your Skirt Chaska bullet if they're running the Skirt Chaska. Nahida, no more attack.
Fall back.
We don't have Gambler though. I think that Zin just have to swap store a bit. Also, we are planning to get around that Pyro Aura. Yeah, there we go. We went to Escafir. Alright, we're probably just gonna play the prank.
A dash of frosting.
Yo. Not using the concentration. Oh, we got Autumn. Nice. Autumn is nice. Yeah, and of course we get the 3-cost transfiguration because you want the 3-cost folder for Void Rift. And yeah, any round, Skirt can generate up to 3 Void Rifts, and in this case, that's basically gonna be a +6 dice. Effectively, because Void Rift discarding a 3 cost will give Skirt 2 energy, and those 2 energy for her NA mode is 2 dice worth of value because it's discount 2. Alright, Mystic Soup. We do get Fury. I'm not sure who we are using it on. I assume that's gonna be on Nahida, yeah. Oh, we also got Providence. Yeah, that's Providence, right? You could just burst. You could burst, but not guarantee that you will survive this turn if you take down Escoffier. Because again, you're giving your opponent a not only a free temple swap, but also a free dice swap. Yeah, and you're running already out of dice. Your opponent can do whatever they want. Alright, so yeah, discard. That's gonna be a skill. Don't have Gabble Princess, but we at least have Gambler.
Ho ho! It's an honor to be here.
Yeah, swap stall a bit. You do want to get around your opponent's Gambler, giving them less proc. But I do think that this is not possible anymore, just because yeah, your opponent will do Superconduct, which will guarantee taking down Linne. Oh wait, no. Oh, it's 4 HP. I'm actually dumb. My eyesight is a bit bad. Is it 1 HP or 4? I can't really tell. Oh my god, bro. But anyway, alright, here's the Gambler. Oh, it is 1 HP. What the?
Mustn't fail.
Bro, I swear I can't look at numbers.
It would be my honor.
Get the Gambler prop. So that should be game. We got more than enough dice to sweep the rest now as win. So congratulations Zin for scoring a 5-0. That was impressive compared to such a glass cannon. Alright, good game. Congrats again on your 5-0 victory. That was super clean and impressive. And yeah, since this is round 5, I do think that there's some more other matches going on, so yeah. And that is super good. You're actually playing against a Vicious Ancient Battle as Beidou, but apparently that it didn't actually come to matter. Beidou just have her extra time to do another NA and then just use her burst. And basically, yeah, it's actually a 1 round delay, but if your opponent cannot defeat you immediately, you could just have a lot of time to do it again. So I do think that, yes, cards that tend to delay your opponent's plan, usually you just have to take this opportunity to apply extra pressure. Because if you're not doing that, your opponent will just basically, oh well, yeah, sure, I'm just gonna wait. So yeah, with that match done, I think we still have 2 other matchups going. I'm not sure if they are finished. Oh, okay. There we go. I think we are gonna spectate Rafu and Tentia. Rafu is actually bringing a another skirt superconduct, but this one is none like the other. Basically, if you're watching, I don't know, if you're participating JP ranks, you may find yourself run into this deck. Surprisingly, this is actually just simply a summon superconduct deck, with Skirt being well, Skirt is being there for her talent, surprisingly. So your basic plan is just to do 2 summons with Yae and Escoffier, with also, of course, your superconduct transfiguration. And then, yeah, you do it round 1, you do it again, you use your Yae summon the second time, and then you use the transfiguration. And then, before you end your round, you play Skirt Talent, play 1 Void Rift, apply the Electro, and then end immediately to trigger 1 SC with the
Some in-the-field research
buff, who will do 2 piercing to the highest character. And then during the end phase, you will automatically trigger yet another superconduct. And then you should be able to finish the rest using Skirt buff with Skirt Burst from using your Void Rift, who should do somewhere around 4 damage to 6 damage on the active character. Oh, and apparently Rafu just unluckily draw the configuration on his hand, the transfiguration, which is really not good, because yeah, drawing this card will actually go -1 hand, because, well, it's still going to discard itself, and you get no card in return for that. So that is a bit unfortunate, not gonna lie. But other than that, everything else is actually pretty fine. He also had the Stormter's Lair, who will guarantee a search for Skirt Talent next round. And then yeah, this Yae Escoffier summon superconduct is actually rather pretty simple, but it is extremely strong, and a lot of players from the JP ranks actually try to optimize it. And I do think that, yeah, we already mentioned about this deck during the ball table previous episode, so be sure to check it out if you haven't given it a try. Oh, we're using dev resistant early, so we could protect Yae, at least that she could use her second skill next round.
I'll take point and scout ahead.
That is really good. And Rafa also running the Kling Klang Legion. What Kling Klang Legion do is that it will generate 3 3-cost cards and add them to your hand. Basically, a 3-cost version of Suluasi. For 1 cost, you generate 3 cards. But these 3 cards are are just basically 3 costs. And most of the time they will be your weapons, because as we all know from the game, is that 3-cost weapons are majority. And yeah, you have a lot of weapons with 3 costs, and then you also have a lot of artifacts with also 3 costs. The other 3 cost event cards are basically just Vanessa, Countdown, Senior Herdown, and probably Lumenstone, who's actually not a event card, but an item card. I think support 3 cards are probably just be Paimon and Narukami Shrine. Oh, and also Dawn, yeah. Basically that. But the majority of 3 costs that you can add to your deck is just basically weapons. Alright, Vanessa. Oh, we're gonna need a lot. Oh, yeah, he already had the Sleepy, so he could play the transfiguration for 1 Electro, so that's fine. Yeah, and you do have a lot of extra cards to tune. Yeah, that's gonna be a Yai skill.
Right here.
There you go. And again, you have more than enough dice to play the Stump's Lair
I'll take
into
point
Swift
and
Talent.
scout ahead.
I do think you could do some swap stoning a bit, just to get around your opponent's damage, and potentially dodging their Gambler proc. And Tentia also had the Mondstadt rest for this round, so this is a really big round for him. Being able to do 3 more actions. Yeah, I think you could end here, yeah. Yeah, there's the lair. Swift Talent into a Void Rift, and then you end. I think he's playing around the breakpoint or something. I mean, in this case, I do think we could maybe swap to Skirt, maybe. Basically, Skirt here just for her talent, all that much. She's not here, she's not, her burst is not our priority. Oh, okay, discarding Flying Squad here, pretty lucky. And then we have Mystic Sue for yet another defensive option, maybe. That's actually pretty good. Discarding the Flying Squad for the draw 1. Alright, does he want to use a Sue? I think you may be. You want us to survive. If you survive this round, then you should be winning. Alright, there we go. There's some Mystic Soup. Using on the IA. Alright, heal. We got the heal too. Nice. Alright, now we just end. And now we let the fun begin. Now the Transfiguration hits Mika for the 2 piercing. And that's gonna be some more damage coming from the end phase. Looks like we're gonna use Mika's burst here, I suppose. Yeah, there we go.
Let's keep going.
There we go. That's a lot of healing, and I think he also create a status that whenever your active character do normal attack, it will heal them again. And on top of that, it is also a discount normal attack. I think it discount elemental cost instead of underline. So I think it's not gonna overlap with Albedo's talent, because Albedo talent actually discounts underline cost. And so is Mika's skill. Mika's skill also discount underline cost up to 2. So basically 2 of them will overlap together, and ultimately you only discount 2 underline costs. Unless you have a character with 4 cost NA. Which is not the case. So yeah, as we can see on Ayaka's normal attack button, we see the 0 on the cryo dice. So yeah, so it's round 3. You use another Mystic Soup on the IA, that's gonna be heal. Tentia, however, has yet another Mondstadt rest, because the previous turn, I think that round before, we draw double Mondstadt rest, surprisingly, while I was yapping. It's actually a really huge deal, and it's also going to be a draw 2 free from Stove. Oh, we have a lot of stuff here. Yo, that's gonna be huge. We have Ball Princess, we have 2 0-cost artifacts, and we also have Known Smoke Chicken. And on top of that, we also have Mondstadt Res.
Understood.
Of course that your opponent is still a lot of damage here, so you better just play a bit safe. Yeah, Mondstadt Res. I suppose that's gonna be a Widow Burst. So you're probably gonna have to play the Ball Princess to take your dice when Mika getting defeated by Yai Burst. And you're gonna burst. Burst is gonna do 6 damage only, so Yai will still live at 2. And Raffle definitely expected that. Because yeah, we totally saw him play the suit for to heal 2. And you just basically have knowledge that yes, my opponent can quick swap, so obviously I would just have to play safe. Oh, looks like that's gonna be a normal attack. Yeah, we use a lot of stuff here, and Albedo will cost absolute 0 for his normal attack here. He also got the heal before swapping. So I mean, Raffle can opt to choose to use
Nothing lasts forever.
Oh, okay, that's the first. And that is gonna do a lot of damage with, of course, another 2 piercing from the transfiguration. And then whoever Tentia swapping to, that character will
Some
most likely
research?
gonna take the damage. I mean, oh yeah, you have to wait for one action. So Albedo will attack, and Ayaka will be the one who tanks the
Moment
Yai
of
first.
birth.
And then
fun is
Raffle will
over.
just basically sweep the rest with Skirt here. Yeah, we got the
Pardon
Yai
my
burst.
indiscretion.
And then we just finish off with, like, play one bird as well. Just play one more bird for bigger damage, bro. Alright, and that's basically it. Very clean for Rafu here. Although Tentia did manage to get 2 monster rests, he didn't actually manage to defeat the deck early enough, so they actually get their Pyro Spike. Basically, they just trigger 3 instances of SC ever since Rafu used the Electro Transfiguration, and we already see that's already 6 damage. 6 damage is really big deal. If we actually also include the fact that yes, to trigger those 6 piercing damage, we also have to trigger 3 Superconduct, which is yet another 9 damage in total. And yeah, we can probably also see why Japan ranked players also trying to utilize this deck, right? So yeah, so that's pretty much every match for today's tournament. So yeah, and I can here once again to re-announce the standing. So as we all know, Zin, who just flawlessly defeat Sachipapa for the 5-0, and we also saw Rafu winning the previous match, winning him the 3-2. And yeah, Crestalo with a, let me see, Crestalo is actually playing a summon-based deck. It's Furina, Xiangling, Ayaka. This is basically the deck that you, I think you also could FTK your opponent with 2 summons. You do Furina summon, you do Xiangling summon, and then you have your cryo application on Ayaka, who will, so it will result in a, I think it's exactly 10 damage summon at the end phase. You do a freeze, and then you have yet another vaporize along with a shatter from the Pyro Aura from Guba. And then yeah, I think that's everything that we could have for today's tournament. Once again, congratulations Sin on scoring 5-0 for this week. And yeah, and this is the our tournament schedule for this patch, aka Lunar 5. So we will be having another we will be having yet another tournament for today, I think. If you are from well, if you are from Asia and Europe, I think. I'm not really sure about the time zone, but yeah. And then at the end of this patch, we will be holding major tournament for America region, and for the rest of the of this patch, we we basically have 3 for NA, 3 for EU, and 3 for Asia. Basically, that applies to every. That's going to be applying to most of every patch. And yeah. Oh, I think is actually hold up. Yeah, hold up a minute. Yeah, basically that. I'm not sure if I miscount something. I hopefully don't. Yeah. So yeah, I think I should be taking a leave today. So thank you everyone for watching today's stream. I'm really apologize for not being here for the first 3 rounds. And also shout out to Earthly France for making for producing today's stream, and also to KB for creating the thumbnail for our stream today. And shout out to every one of you guys who is watching currently. And yeah, that's gonna be it. I will call it a day for today's stream, and thank you so much for watching. Also, be sure to join our Discord server, GITCG, discord.gg/GITCG for futures for futures tournaments. Yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye, and have a good day.